Hello and welcome to the series of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. In this video, we are going to see the continuation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. In the last video, just to refresh, we have seen started from the provisions 6 of Chapter 2 with regard to corporate insolvency resolution process, in which we have seen that who are the persons who can who can initiate a corporate insolvency resolution process, and that is the financial creditor, an operational creditor, or a corporate debtor. And we have also seen who is a financial creditor. And to summarize, the financial creditor is a person to whom a financial debt is owed. And the categories which come under the financial debt. And next, now we have to see what is an operational creditor. So the definition of operational creditor is given under Subclass 5. So section 5 and Subclass 20. Operational creditor. Let me read the provision. Subclass 20 of section 5, operational creditor. Operational creditor means a person to whom an operational debt is owed and includes any person to whom such debt has been legally assigned or transferred. So in here we have to see that an operational creditor means a person to whom an operational debt is owed. Now we have to see what is an operational debt. So here also we can see that the person to whom the debt has been assigned or transferred also comes under the person to whom an operational debt is owed. So now coming to subclass 21, which defines operational debt. Operational debt means a claim in respect of the provisions of goods or services, including employment, or a debt in respect of the payment of dues arising under any law for the time being in force and payable to the central government, any state government, or any local authority. For example, we can understand the provisions of the operational debt as to mean here the provisions means a claim in respect of the provision of goods or services, including employment. When a good or service is supplied or provided, and the debt which accrues from such service can amount to an operational debt. And it includes employment, means we can understand that where an employee is due of a salary, which also can be claimed as an operational debt. A debt in respect of the repayment of dues arising under any law for the time being in force and payable to the central government, state government, or any local authority. For this, we can assume that it is to mean that with regard to taxes and other revenue dues payable to the government. So now we have seen operational creditor and operational debt. So if you remember, there is one other category of person who can file for a corporate insolvency. A financial creditor an operational creditor, a corporate debtor. So who is a corporate debtor? From the name itself, we can see that a corporate debtor is a person who is actually due. The person who is under the proceedings, who is a debtor. So the definition of a corporate debtor is also provided under this act. So with regard to this act, there is also a main a section providing for definition. Section 5, so we have already seen, is the definition with regard to this chapter, and section 3 is with regard to definition of the entire chapter. In here we can see who is a corporate debtor. Let's just first see what is a corporate person. Section 7 reads about corporate person. Subclass 7, section 3, subclass 7. Corporate person means a company. Corporate person means a company as defined in clause 20 of section 2 of the Companies Act 2013. A limited liability partnership as defined in clause N of subclass 1 of subsection 1 of section 2 of the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, or any other person incorporated with limited liability under any law for the time being in force, but shall not include any finance service provider. So the corporate person has been defined under subclause 7. So now we have to see subclause 8. Who is a corporate debtor? A corporate debtor means a corporate person, as we have already seen who is a corporate person. A corporate debtor is a corporate person who owes a debt to any person. So here we can also see what is a debt, and also the definition of default. So the definition of debt is given in subclause 11. A debt means a liability or obligation in respect of any claim which is due from any person and includes a financial debt and an operational debt. So debt means a liability or obligation in respect of a claim which is due from any person, and that also includes a financial debt and operational debt. And we have already seen what is a financial debt and an operational debt. We'll revise on the provisions, which is the financial debt is given under section 5 subclause 8 defines financial debt, and the operational debt is given under subclause 5 section 5 subclause 21. So now we can also see the definition of default, which is given under subclause 12 or section 3. This is the main definition clause. What is a default? Default means the non-payment of debt. When whole or any part or installment of the amount of debt has become due and payable. So the amount of debt must be due and payable, and it should not have been paid, is not repaid by the debtor, or the corporate debtor, as the case may be. So, the non-payment of debt which becomes due and payable is not repaid by the debtor is a default. So, with this we have covered the provision of section 6. Let us revise the provision of section 6 once again. So, section 6 says about persons who may initiate corporate insolvency resolution process, where any corporate debtor commits a default. So, we have already seen the definition of default and also the corporate debtor. So, where any corporate debtor commits a default, a financial creditor and an operational creditor or the corporate debtor itself may initiate the corporate insolvency resolution process in respect of such corporate debtor in the manner as provided under this chapter. So, we have to remember that for initiation of the corporate insolvency process, we have already seen the amount which for which the minimum default should be the minimum amount of default of higher value, which shall not be more than 1 crore, but a minimum amount of default should be at least 1 lakh. So, we have to remember that. That is all for this video. We will see the further sections. We will continue the further sections in our next video. Thank you.